Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're talking revenge. This is the third video in the series. The second video blew up huge. I had so many responses. I'm still going through them all. Thank you, thank you. I give a shout out to Aloho who called them Hank and Skank. Is that not the best name you've ever heard? That changed my life. Thank you for that. We got all into Meghan's awful behavior, and we've got more of that today that I'm excited to talk about. We also get into how the meeting with Harry went down, and yet a different story of how they actually met. Interesting, isn't this the third version, maybe fourth, of events of how they met? I don't think anybody can keep their story straight, but again, they don't ever get anything wrong. It's the media. Thanks so much for being here. I've had so many amazing comments saying that this is our own little book club. Yes, please. Let's do that. I love that idea. So welcome to the book club. Think of a name for it. My first thought was Recollections May Vary. Because, of course, you know, that's my merch. But also, I just love that so much because I read so many books. I am bad for mixing up details. Sometimes I get them a little confused. But you guys always help me in the comments. Thank you for that. So that's kind of my thought. Somebody else suggested Jen's Den, which I kind of love. In the Amber Heard trial of it all, we came up with Flappy Fish Market because it's a whole thing. But that was something that Johnny Depp had texted, which I loved. But I'm open for suggestions. But anyway, if you're new here, welcome to our book club. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into today's episode. I just have one quick favor to ask of you. Will you hit subscribe on my second channel? You'll see it right there at the top of this channel that you're on, the RHR. It's just the second channel I've kind of worked on in the background. Not much on there right now, but I do plan to put more content up. I'm trying to build it up. You never know with YouTube if something happens to my main channel. I want you to be able to find content there as well. So check it out. Hit subscribe. Thank you so much. Let's get into this. We do have a live chat on Saturday. It's the 21st, so be sure to join us. It's Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So type that into your Google machine. See what time that is for you. I know it's 11 o'clock in London. So hope to see you there. Come say hi and check out my merch. We have Recollections May Vary, the Queen's response to Harry and Meghan when they started all this crap. It's teespring.com, Real Housewives Recaps. Okay, now let's get into revenge, the story of Hank and Skank. I almost said the hoary. So yesterday's video was seriously one of my all-time favorites where we deep dove and really got into Meghan's horrible behavior on set. I just found it fascinating. So many things rang true then and now, just about, just her social climbing, terrible behavior, me of it all, right? So here we are again, picking back up with that theme. We're going to hear more of her horrible behavior. Today we're going to get into, like I mentioned at the start, how she met Prince Harry. And again, we're going to hear the story change. So without further ado, I thought I would play some of these clips and respond to them, and we could have a discussion about it. I really want to know your thoughts in the comments. You know I read them all. And yeah, let's dive into this. So to set the scene where we're at in the book, she has just broken up with Corey, somebody sounds like she was stringing along. It was that chef that had the right connections in Toronto. She outgrew him, so she broke up with him, decides it's time to go to London. When you hear him talk about Nell Thorpe, that was her representation, the person helping her to get like endorsement deals and stuff. Your Jen here, they are getting weird about me using clips, so I'm going to just tell you what is said. So it's said that she gets on with Nell Thorpe. Nell Thorpe is able to arrange free accommodation at this Knightsbridge hotel. I am a huge lover of London, as everybody who knows me knows. I love it there. I would love to live there. It's my favorite place in the world. But Knightsbridge, we're talking big money, right? I mean, I don't have to explain it to you. You're probably listening to me from the UK saying, haha, stupid American. Of course we know that. But in case you don't, it's an amazing place. It's very, is it the most expensive place maybe in London? I'm not sure, but I know it's super expensive. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you're looking to adopt a 40-something-year-old woman, then I welcome that. I will come be your adopted whatever. And then that way I can get my visa to live in London with my family. The deal worked out for her was that she could stay for free for 1 week as long as she posted it on the TIG and did some promotional shots for the hotel magazine. Here they are at this free hotel, and it's gorgeous. And Meghan is so spoiled, she's walking to her room and she passes a parrot in a cage. Then looked at her publicist and said, "I can't stay here." So this is the offending hotel, in case anybody is wondering, because I always wonder about stuff like this. Oh, it looks terrible. Please, nobody make me stay there for a week free of charge. I don't care if there's a parrot in my room. He can stay there and I'll teach him how to say things, like, while we hang out at this amazing hotel. What the hell is she talking about? Goes on to say Meghan went completely ballistic. It was very unpleasant. So again, seeing the pattern, seeing the theme here, Meghan went completely ballistic, but nothing's ever her fault. It's the parrot. Anybody still believe her version of events with the Catherine bridesmaid dress, whatever, flower girl dress drama? No, me neither. Because Her Royal Highness, that hotel wasn't good enough for her, she requested to be moved to the Soho House. Was that her plan all along, you think? So after she gets settled, she ends up coming down to meet up with Nelthorpe plus this literary agent and his assistant. She wanted a draft of a book to be written for her based on her blog that she was running at the time, the TIG. The idea was they'd create a book for her called Think Beautiful, and it would leverage all the restaurants and stuff that she was promoting at the time in the vlog. So my dislike of Meghan aside, I just don't understand how that would translate to a book. It sounds like maybe she's thinking of a travel guide of some sort. Quote here where it says, "It's meant to comprehensively help women better themselves." After the outburst at the hotel, they were worried about how Meghan would behave. So the agency was becoming very wary of Meghan and her antics. I have no idea how any of this stuff works. I just wonder aloud, why keep her on as a client then? I'm assuming there's contracts involved and you can't, they're used to diva behavior from celebrities, etc. But I just wonder, why put up with this, especially from a Z-list star? They went on to say that they thought that Meghan's moods were becoming worse and more unpredictable, and that she would do things like make demands that they book specific restaurants or shows for her while she's in London. Who could I call and demand things from? I've tried doing it with Jay, but he just ignores me. So from there, after making such demands, she would then call and demand a change, or that they would book her somewhere else. Oh my God, she's Devil Wears Prada. And then my mind went to The Office. Remember when Michael was trying to be like, Devil Wears Prada? Steak! I want my steak! Have I lost everybody? The book goes on to say they witnessed a woman reduced to tears by what they're calling Meghan's passive-aggressive tone. Thing that comes up quite a bit, and I would say she steers more toward aggressive. It's something that comes up in the comments a lot, you guys always smartly bring up. It's not hard to be nice. There's just no reason for this attitude. It's obviously overcompensating for lack of charm, lack of ability. I'm not sure. Chapters was, no joke, going to be called How to Be a Better Woman. Because I definitely want... I can't even get through that without laughing, because I definitely want tips from Meghan Markle on that. I think she would have been better off writing a book, How to Attract a Royal Who Eats Crayons. Really likes the smell of paste. At this professional meeting, she's pitching a fit toward this guy who is basically going to write the book for her, or could write the book for her, and she says, "I never want to be in the same room with that guy again." And he's probably like, "Thank God I never have to be in the same room with that woman ever again." But the best part is the book says that it's a quote, it says, "She seemed to delight in humiliating people." Can't help but go back to that bridesmaid dress story. That just fits, right? It's supposed to be that she, and I believe her friend, was it Jessica Mulroney, were trying to humiliate Princess Charlotte, a little girl. Goes on to say she is very skilled at manipulating men, and I say, maybe, but look at the guy she chose to marry. I mean, he's just so painfully stupid. I don't think that's an achievement. I don't think I don't think you win anything at that. So another theme that comes up quite a bit is Tom Bower discusses how she was pretty much openly envious of anybody with any more power, influence, wealth, anything that she didn't have. The potential author and his assistant tell the publicist and Tom Bower that she is the most unpleasant woman that they have ever dealt with. Don't you worry, guys. Maggie Poo is not fazed. She didn't even let this bother her. In the same breath, she tells this Nelthorpe publicist that she is more interested in finding an Englishman. So weird, right? That she pinpoint that. She set her sights on that and again just made it happen. Can you imagine what that conversation was like? I want to meet a redhead. I want him to be real stupid. And I want him to have lots of mommy issues and only talk about his Todger. And if you can work in something about face cream and his Todger, that'd be great. Confusing what a publicist and a matchmaker does. I just don't understand why all the conversations about that. But I think it was showing their closeness at the time. But then this Ashley Cole comes up a lot. Ashley Cole was a footballer. Apparently, I just don't follow it, so I don't know. But apparently very popular at the time. Known to be, well, according to the book, a philanderer. So she set her sights on him. So this is Ashley Cole, because I was curious what he looked like. But all I could think of is, oh, hey, it's Michelle from Gilmore Girls. On the heels of a magazine article where she had said, I'm looking for kindness. I'm looking for funny, but not crude. That's cool. You ended up with the most unfunny human being that ever walked the earth. Although I did find his writing pretty funny. Tom says that Ashley denied that they ever had a relationship, but it's again what he's not saying. Kind of implied that maybe there was stuff going on that wouldn't be a relationship. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Her quest to find an Englishman was reaching all-time heights. So apparently Harry came up in conversation, but he was known to the group as feckless. So during this time, Meghan met with this Lindy Cundy, I think was her name, and she was trying to appear in a show like Made in Chelsea. It was during this time that she was hired by Ralph Lauren to wear their clothing to Wimbledon. I don't know why. I don't understand it. That's just what the book says. And because of this, she was paired up with a lady named Violet. So Violet was very well connected. Her father was friends with Camilla. Violet grew up playing with Harry, so she knew the family very well. Apparently, Meghan must have known this clearly, because I was thinking, oh, it's a wonder she didn't go in this Ralph Lauren studio and act, well, like a Meghan and ruin everything. But she must have done her homework and known exactly how well connected Violet was, because it's saying that she sucks up to Violet, uses this connection, and gets her to set up a date with Harry. Again, a different story, right? Hazmat tells Weston Holt, Violet, that he needs to see photos of Meghan before agreeing. Wait, so you're telling me he didn't find this dog filter on Instagram and search her out and say, who is this beautiful creature? Because that's the BS we were fed in that stupid book Spare. So after this, she goes to meet Piers Morgan for a drink. And it goes well, and then she leaves him to go meet up with Prince Valium, aka Prince Harry. So according to the book, Harry decided, based on seeing the dog photo, no, they didn't talk about the dog photo, based on seeing the photo of Meg, he agreed to go on a date with her. She's like, great. So she called up the Soho House and got them to reserve a private room for them so they could feel all special and important. I'd really like to know who paid for that. But this, again, is a little different than the other story that they spun, right? I think it was in Netflix or something, that she was staying in the hotel and she talked to them about reserving a private, you know, the whole thing, reserving a private room for them. The evening that she was supposed to go on her first date with Harry, that she sent her father, I believe it was a text message that said, I love you now and forever. That didn't age very well, did it? She's also bragging to her publicist that she Googled Harry, that she, quote, went deeply into his life. Now that's interesting, because didn't she say on Oprah that she never Googled Harry or his family? How the story changes quite a bit. The book goes on to say that she carefully researched every detail of Harry and his past life. Love Tom Bower so much because he straight up calls Harry needy, volatile, eager, and seeking a soulmate. Bower brings up that her dream of, quote, bagging a prince is written about in one of her old Tig blogs. But guys, just because their story has changed 15 times and she clearly Googled every single detail of this guy for the rehearsal of a lifetime or the performance of a lifetime, what? We should totally believe them and trust everything they say. Again, on her website, she had written about when Catherine and William married and said little girls dream of becoming princess. Talks about all the pomp and circumstance and that all eyes were on Catherine. She dreamed of the same thing for herself. Sounds like she was jealous before she even met Catherine. Beautifully calls Prince Harry a damaged, insecure, underemployed 31-year-old. Yeah, ignoring the age, I would actually say that describes Prince Harry to this day. So he had become a party animal in the media. That's what they were talking about, that he sure liked to drink and do other substances and party it up. Except the incidents of wearing that uniform that we all know about, that of course he says is not his fault, calling another cadet a slur, and I didn't know about this one, but fighting outside of Bougie, I guess a club, I think they said in Kensington. So he fought a photographer outside the club. Okay, you ready to come full circle with me? Hold on to your hats. I'm so excited. I love Ladies of London. I recapped the whole series pretty much. I think I missed a few episodes, but I did most of it. So check those out. One of my favorite things I ever recapped. Love that show so much. Okay. On that show was Marissa Hermer. Remember, she talks out of the side of her mouth. That's what I'm doing right now. But I liked Marissa. She was married to, or is married to Matt Hermer. Matt Hermer owned a nightclub in London called Bougie's. Or Bougie? Bougie. And this is the club that Harry got into a fight outside of. Bum, bum, bum! Full circle! God, I love London. I want to move there. Harry's MO, though, was to have a Buckingham Palace spokesman apologize on his behalf, and generally he was forgiven. Okay, full circle. So he's always forgiven, and look what a monster he has become. That so matches up with the crap we had handed to us in the book Spare. Again, Bauer goes into the extent to which Meghan researched Harry, but she couldn't have grasped the depths of his despair. But I'm thinking we probably all know what that is now after reading Spare. Okay, guys, it is on this lovely face right here, which so many of you have said in the comments. She looks like Cruella de Vil. It's on this lovely face that I'm going to leave you for today. Thanks so much for sticking with me. I love our book club. I am so excited to keep going with this. I am excited to dive into Courtiers very soon. We will be jumping into that. So stick with me for all things royal, juicy, gossip, whatever. This isn't gossip, just to find the backstory. It's fascinating. Guys, thanks for everything. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. You know the drill. Join us for a live chat. Check out my merch. Have a great day. Leave me comments. You know I love to read those. And I will be talking to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.